ESPN College Football presented by McDonald's. We're on the campus of North Carolina A&T State University in Greensboro, North Carolina at Aggie Stadium for key MEAC competition between the unbeaten North Carolina A&T Aggies taking on visiting Bethune Cookman. And overall in the MEAC, we got a few unbeatens at the top. Of course, North Carolina A&T is among the top 20, ranked number 11. Bethune Cookman could get right back in the thick of the MEAC race with an upset victory here this afternoon. And in the booth at Aggie Stadium, joined by former NFL quarterback Jay Walker, I'm Eric Clemens, thanking you for spending part of your ESPN College Football Saturday with us here on the family of networks. And overall in the MEAC, we've seen some teams that are making a little noise, but the ones, the cream that have been the cream the last couple of years are still there, starting with A&T. Yeah,
you know, it seems eerily similar to last season, which is kind of scary because A&T's lost Tariq Cohen. We know about that. But the fact of the matter is they're the cream of the crop in HBCU football. They're ranked in the top 15. But there's one school that really doesn't care. That's right down the road, North Carolina Central. They played each other last game of the year, and they've beaten the Aggies 3 consecutive years. So although A&T is playing very well, Central doesn't care. And keep a note, they don't play Hampton this year, and Hampton is undefeated in conference play as well, so it could get interesting for that bid to the Celebration Bowl.
For Bethune-Cookman, I mean, they are tough just like their coach Terry Sims, and they all rely on their quarterback who, you know, you see him sometimes and you go, I don't know, but boy, he can throw the football and fit it in some tight windows, talking about Larry Brown.
He's really emerged and evolved as a quarterback. Came in definitely more of a threat to hurt you running the football, but it was in this game last year versus the same Aggie team that he emerged as a guy that can hurt you from the pocket. He was throwing the football all over the field, dropping dimes. He single-handedly almost beat North Carolina A&T. Now, they thought he played above his head, so I think A&T is going to challenge him to have that same type of performance this year.
And on the other side, Lamar Raynard has been amongst the best quarterbacks in all of FCS football so far this season.
They trust him. You know, that's what it really comes down to. This was a run-first offense, but with Raynard and this receiving core emerging as a pass attack that can not only just beat you downfield, they can run after catch. He's making great decisions at the quarterback position, showing tremendous leadership. This A&T offense is more balanced, making them more scary than they were a season ago, which is hard to imagine.
Of course, the last few times we've been around A&T, we always talked about Tariq Cohen. He's gone to the NFL now, but not forgotten. In fact, the guy with the juice over here to my left has hooked him up. He's going to join us live by a telephone from Chicago, and the superstar, the alum of North Carolina A&T, Tariq Cohen, the Chicago Bear. Did I tell you I was a native Chicagoan?
I know you love him.
The Chicago Bear is going to be with us.
He's on your fantasy league team as well.
He's going to talk to you, but not me.
The good thing is he hasn't forgot where he's come from. And
exactly.
He loves HBC football, the support that he's gotten over the years. So it was easy to get him to come on back. Looking forward to talking to him, and everybody can see what a great person he is off the field as well.
Both teams, of course, on the field right now, getting ready for what we expect to be a great contest for you this afternoon. And the series history, Bethune-Cookman leading all time, 22-16. This is the 39th meeting between these two clubs. Bethune-Cookman has won the toss, and they have elected to receive, to send their offense out there first against the A&T defense.
And they don't want to defer. They want to come in here and establish, yes, North Carolina A&T has one of the best defenses in the country. They're ranked in the top 5 defensively. But Bethune-Cookman, you talked about Terry Sims with that tough mentality. He's going to challenge his team, and I guarantee you, he told them, if we win the toss, we're going to take the football, we're going to drive it down the field and score on them so they can respect our offense.
And Rod Broadway, of course, tremendous success. One of the few who to win black college football championships at 3 stops. And that
was a good look at defensive coordinator Sam Washington. But when you talk about
I just glanced.
but Broadway, you know.
There. Is that okay, that's Terry Sims.
You know, I say it all the time. I think there's little argument that Rod Broadway is the best coach in HBCU football today.
Yes.
You know, what he's been able to do. There's some young guns out there that are going to have tremendous success. But I've just never seen a coach like Broadway win at every single stop he's been during his head coaching career.
Noel Ruiz about to kick it to Kevon Mitchell, who's back deep at his own 4-yard line to receive the kick. And a low line drive kick. These usually could be trouble on returns. And Mitchell out across the 20 to the 21. Nice open field tackle takes him down right there. And Bethune Cookman's Wildcats will take over under the direction of Larry Brim. 15 yards on that return. And usually when you get the low line drive kickoffs like that, sometimes you outkick the coverage and it means trouble. But good coverage on the opening kick by A&T.
Yeah, we talked about Larry Brim. The numbers on the season, they don't wow you. But like I said, it was this game last year. He was playing very similar, where he emerged as a guy that can hurt you. And keep in mind, this season alone, he's already got a 300-yard passing game as well. So he can really do some things. And they're going to need him to play big this afternoon. Whoa.
And a big hole on the first play of the game, and huge yardage right up the middle by Jamaris Tompkins. Tompkins gets across midfield and down into A&T territory, 33 yards.
Yeah, great job by the center, Chris Adams, getting up to the second level, number 56. And what a surprising play, because this is an Aggie defense that only gives up 78 yards rushing per game. And on the very first play from scrimmage, the Wildcats are able to get a huge run against this Aggie defense.
Once again, 33 yards on that opening play. And now they go to the well again with Tompkins, and Tompkins met in the backfield. He'll lose a couple on that one to set up 2nd and 12. Impact players on both sides of the ball when these units are out there.
Yeah, but they won't throw the ball. And so we know that Cookman's going to have to. Jaweel Davis is a guy that's been doing it for a while. Explosive playmaker out of Florida. Franklin McCain, interesting story talking about him. He's a freshman, but he has established himself as a go-to force in the secondary for North Carolina A&T.
Larry Brim stepping up, fires far side, and has his receiver on the far side. That is Jonathan Thomas. And Thomas, a true freshman out of Port St. Lucie, Florida. Blue-collar guy, great blocker downfield and great hands. He picks up 9 on that reception, setting up 3rd and about 3.
And this is third manageable. This is where Brim becomes a threat, not only throwing the football, but he could easily run for these yards. Here comes a blitz.
Brim rolling out. He's going to keep it. He's got plenty of room in front of him inside the 30, and he runs out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Once he broke contain, nobody was there.
And fantastic job by the wide receivers. This was a run-pass option, but once they realized that Brim is going to get to the edge, look at the guys blocking downfield. Number 6, Kayvon Mitchell, getting his guy, securing the edge so your quarterback doesn't get hit. You saw Jaweel Davis there. Nice execution by this Wildcat offense. Impressive early drive.
Yeah, Brim 14 on that quarterback keeper, and they keep moving the chains. This time it is Jamaris Tompkins again. Tompkins has stepped up with injuries in the backfield. Usual starter Michael Jones, who's been nagged by injuries since about week 2. Tupac Ismay will be seen carrying the load in the backfield as well, number 8, and he is in the backfield with Larry Brim. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 after that pickup of 2. And a key message trying to be delivered here by the visiting Wildcats of Bethune Cookman.
Got a free play.
Blitz is on. There, flags down, and he just throws that one up for grabs to the end zone, but I think he's safe. It's a freebie because I do believe A&T had jumped offside.
Offside defense, number 53. 5-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
That was a great recognition by Larry Brim. Realized he had a free play, take his chance at the end zone, but still like to say, Bethune Cookman, you can see why it's an interesting matchup when the Aggies face them, because Bethune for years was the most physical team in the conference. Rob Broadway brought in some toughness for A&T, and they're physical, but these Wildcats think they can be just as physical as the Aggies.
You saw Coach Broadway not happy at all with that neutral zone infraction by his defense, setting up 2nd and short, and that's Tupac Ismay. He runs it hard inside, and he'll get close to first down yardage as Jermaine Williams brought him down.
And this becomes a big play early in the contest. It's only 3rd and 1, but A&T wants to hold these folks to a field goal. And if Bethune Cookman can get this first down, the chances of them getting a touchdown rather than field goal go up tremendously. But it's not going to be an easy task. Once you get guys like Julian Mitchell and Kenneth Melton, the D tackle for North Carolina A&T, in there with a little rest, it's going to be very tough to pick up this 1 yard if they try and run up the middle.
And Ismay is hit in the backfield. He will be short of first down. Coach Broadway told us when we talked to him this week, they love to stack the box, they love to shoot gaps, and sometimes they hit on it.
Yeah, they just have defensive linemen that are so versatile. In this case, it's number 96, Sam Blue. They come from his nose tackle position. They clogged all the gaps. There's really no place for the running back to go. And just like that, they took the blow and came up with a huge play on 3rd down. And Bethune, as impressive as they look driving down the field, couldn't pick up that 1 yard there.
Uriel Hernandez, 4 field goals in the victory last week for Bethune, attempting this one from 33. And it is good. So Uriel Hernandez in an impressive first march for Bethune Cookman gives the Wildcats a 3-0 lead early on.
ESPN College Football is presented by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And in part by Axe. Find your magic.
And we are back in Greensboro, Aggie Stadium. The Aggies of North Carolina A&T trailing the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman as we take a look at both outstanding marching bands. The Marching Tigers for Bethune-Cookman, one of my partner's top bands in the country.
Wildcats. Marching Wildcats.
I'm sorry. I did say Tigers, didn't I? And then the blue and gold marching machine for A&T.
And I give credit, as that's a bad kickoff. It'll be a penalty, but I give credit for a program like Bethune-Cookman. How important is this game? Traveling that band they have with over 350 members is not easy, and it's not cheap, but any type of advantage you can give your football team on the road, you do it. You do it. So when Bethune is playing well, I always tell everybody, you get tired of those white hats going up and down and they're shaking. Well, they're going to try and bring that same atmosphere here to Greensboro.
Lamar Raynard. You'd see how outstanding he has been all year long. 20 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions, and has really matured into a complete quarterback for Coach Rod Broadway in this Aggies offense. So on first down from the 35 with the penalty on the kickoff going out of bounds. Here's Raynard, quick hitter on the outside, has his man, Ron Hunt. And Hunt, trying to spin out of a tackle, gets across the 40 to the 41, picked up 5.
You know, you just take a look at Raynard. They really haven't had a quarterback that scared you around this part since Connell Maynard. You know where Connell Maynard is now? Head coach at Hampton. And then they had Alan Hooker before them. So this is a city and a program that's eager to have a quarterback that's a threat from the pocket. And I think Raynard may add his name to the list of those A&T Aggie legends at quarterback.
And this is the give, and off the left side, fighting for yards are Markel Cartwright. And Cartwright, their leading rusher, coming in here with just under 700 yards for the season. And a look at the impact players on both sides.
Yeah, the defensive back, Daquan Richardson, mostly because not his coverage skills, but his ability to come up and make tackles. 50 tackles on the season. He's going to be very active in the run game. And Elijah Bell is a guy that's going to be a star in this conference. Started as a freshman a season ago. This is his sophomore campaign. Athletic wide receiver with big-time playmaking ability.
Raynard on the design quarterback keeper, and a bunch of white shirts are there to greet him as he will be taken down for a loss. And Bethune-Cookman, led by Joseph Johnson, the strong safety, coming up, gets it for a 3-yard loss and is going to force a punt.
Watch the location of this snap. They have a tendency to pull snaps that way. When I watched them on film, particularly last week, they had about 3 snaps where Raynard had to step to his left to get the ball on a rollout to the right. So he did a great job just coming up with that snap, but I had a feeling that may show up in this game, and I think it just did early.
Frank Brown back deep to receive this punt. James Mackey gets it away, and it is short. Takes a kind of dead bounce and will roll inside the 25 and be downed at about the 23-yard line. 38-yard punt. So Bethune Cookman starting well. Can they continue the offense? We'll find out. Back in Greensboro, kick off your Week 7 NFL Sunday with ESPN at 10 a.m. Eastern. Our Sunday NFL Countdown crew will have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and preview each game right up to kickoff. Samantha Ponder, Rex Ryan, Charles Woodson, Matt Hasselbeck, Randy Moss, Morton Shefty, or Shefty, I should say, also streaming live on the ESPN app. First down, Brim looking deep on the near side, has a man with a step, and off the hands of his intended receiver, Jawill Davis, who did have a couple steps.
I mean, and what a throw. And this is one where you want Davis. I said you're my impact player. You got to make this catch. He threw this ball on the money, just not able to catch it cleanly, allowing the defensive back to get there at the last minute. But what a throw from Larry Brim. He tossed that ball about 65 yards in the air.
He has a cannon for an arm, and he can fit that ball into tight windows. All the coaches involved in this one say that emphatically. And you saw an example of him fitting it right into the hands. Abram might have got a hand in there, but not sure on that long incompletion. He fires that one to Kevon Mitchell, and Mitchell gets that one across the 30-yard line for 7. It'll set up 3rd and manageable.
And you see right now why Bethune can be a very good football team. Speed at wide receiver. Anytime you have the ability to get by defensive secondary, that's a pass attack that you must pay attention to, and you got to be very cautious in terms of how much man-to-man coverage you play.
Rolling out, Brim under some pressure, throws, and that one broken up at the last minute, flying in there to Madre Abram to knock that one away, incomplete. So A&T responds on defense and will force punt formation from Bethune Cookman.
After they dodged the bomb.
Yes.
that bomb was real on that
not
first play of the series.
Bomb.
Yeah, not a bullet, but a bomb. And this one here trying to squeeze it in between the cornerback and the safety. Great job by Abram. Readjusting to the ball, coming back and getting the knockdown.
Giovanni Francis should strike this one from about his 20 and punting it to one of the great return men in MEAC history, Chris Garden, who has 8 returns in his career of plus 40 yards. This is a high booming kick, sending Garden back inside his 15.
He might outkick his coverage. Look out.
And Garden dragged down on the tackle before he could get the corner. 57-yard punt, 4 on the return. Todney Evans was down there early to get the tackle.
Look at that. I call that just the White Hats. What's their official name, Eric? The Marching Wildcats?
Yes.
To me, they're the White Hats.
The White Hats.
When the White Hats get going, look, and they're sitting, row by row next to each other. We got to make sure we count the Sousaphones or the tubas at halftime.
It's just so many of them, over 300 in the unit. It's just an amazing, amazing machine. On first down here, and coming off the near side on the handoff, picking up good yardage, and that is Markel Cartwright. He was brought down by Deshaun Ray, but after a good pickup of about 6.
And that's where the evolution for A&T has been, where clearly for years this was a run-first offense. But I think they realize how good they are passing the ball, that they're a pass-first offense, and then they try to sneak runs on you compared to just forcing their will on you like they did for so many years.
And here's Cartwright again, this time up the middle. And he's met by a big pile. Won't get much. Maybe picked up a yard on that play before he was met inside. The big bodies were in there to make the tackle. And again, the 6th worst rush defense at almost 250 a game, but the 3rd best pass. So those numbers can kind of skew each other.
Yeah, so you think A&T would be able to come in here and just run the football like crazy, but so far been tough for them to run the ball. A&T's had to go via the airway to get any type of movement.
3rd and 3. Raynard far side and incomplete off the hands of his intended receiver, Chris Garden. So once again, the Aggies of North Carolina A&T will be forced to punt. And again, this team, you look on both sides of the ball, they're top 10, top 15 in just about every category you can think of.
Yeah, and off to a slow start here at home. Maybe a little bit too much celebrating after Jiho.
That would be the greatest homecoming on earth. You told me that one last year.
I mean, yeah,
but you don't agree.
That's what they call it. That's true.
James Mackey get this one off from his 10 and back deep. Frank Brown. And Frank Brown signals fair catch. It'll be marked dead at the 33. 45-yard punt. Bethune Cookman taking over when we come back. Welcome back, Greensboro. That's Rod Broadway, his 7th season here at A&T, 54-22. Over 700 winning percentage, and all he does is win wherever he goes. On first down, and brought down quickly, Jamaris Tompkins trying to pick his way to a new hole off the left side. Wasn't there, and he was brought down for minimal gain, if any, on first down.
You know, and I don't think you can say enough about what Broadway's done here at North Carolina A&T. I mean, this was a program that was down and out. The year before he got here, they won one game. One of the most proud HBCU programs was in a huge slump. They had all types of sanctions in terms of how many days a week they could practice and scholarship restrictions. But he didn't accept any excuses. And, I mean, for the past 4 years, they've been one of the best, if not the best team in HBCU football.
And what does he do here?
Serve chicken?
Yeah, chicken.
That's what he
We do chicken. Grim in some trouble trying to buy some time. Now lets it fly. It's caught.
Wow.
What a throw and what a catch. Anthony Cruz went up and came down with it, and we talked about that arm. You saw it there. That's a Jay Walker-like throw.
Yeah, on the throw. I wouldn't have been this risky with the football, but look, 6'5" wide receiver throw where only he can get it. I mean, he must have grabbed that ball probably 10 feet out of the air using his complete frame to make that catch. And a first down for the Wildcats.
Give him 19 on that nice catch. So first down as they move the chains, and now giving it back with some cross action is Jamaris Tompkins running off the right side and picking up good yardage on first down. He got 5.
And that's what they're doing. You know, you can tell. We said Bethune Cookman, they've got some athletes at the wide receiver position. If they can find ways to get them the ball, they have success. And once you start completing a couple passes, then you can sneak the run in. But you can't line up and say we're going to run the ball versus A&T. They're just too good with that front 7.
And Coach Terry Sims told us he loves that bunch of guys. There's just something about them. Something about that receiving core. And under some pressure now, and Brim goes down as the blitz was on. It seemed like everybody was coming. Jermaine Williams was the first man to get to him, big number 92.
And Williams is a guy, he's their run stopper. He's just a sophomore, but they say he will be a special guy. And we talk about what they do defensively. 3rd in yards allowed per game, points per game. Takeaways has really been something they've added to it. 19 takeaways so far this season.
Plus 12 on the turnover department, and they got a -4 on that quarterback sack of Brim. And here they come on the blitz again. Brim is in trouble, and down he goes. A couple of Aggies meet at the quarterback and record another sack. One of them, Jermaine Williams again. That was a loss of 9, and you see a little bit of the Aggie defense coming to make a statement.
Yeah, I called him a run stopper earlier. Well, he says, well, how about this for run stop? And let me get some of that quarterback. Number 92, Jermaine Williams, up the middle, up the gut, but there were a number of Aggie defenders there.
Darrell Johnson, another one. He's going to get at least a half sack with that when he came in with 3.5. As a team, they have 22 coming into the week, and Chris Garden, dangerous punt returner, back to receive this one. And he thought about taking it on the bounce, but thought better of it. It'll be down at the 13-yard line. 42-yard punt with no return, but the defense coming up big for Bethune-Cookman so far. They have held this potent A&M or A&T offense to struggles.
It's been good really just stopping the run. A&T at some point, because of who they are, they're going to test you, run the ball, and when they do, you try and make tackles for loss behind the line of scrimmage. And you wonder, is this the time where you say, if you're the offensive coordinator, you say, Chip Hester, let's open it up, let's throw the football. That's been our best unit on the field this year. Let's put it in the hands of our best players.
On 1st and 10, Reynard looking far side, throwing far side, and knocked away at the last second. He was looking for Garden over there on the far side, and that one was knocked away over the top. A very good defensive play by Kennedy Ndukwe. They call him Bam around here, and Bam reached that hand in and just stripped it away.
Yeah, you'd like to see Garden come down with that one. Well-placed football all the way across the field, but Garden not able to hold on to it. Look at A&T coming out just 4 wide receiver set, really trying to stretch that Bethune Cookman defense, particularly in the secondary.
And Reynard on the crossing pattern finds his receiver, this time good enough for first down yardage and 15. And that time he did find Chris Garden.
And that's what, when this offense, how I've seen it evolve when I watch it over and over again, they attack now. When they throw the football, they're throwing with bad intentions, where before it was throw out of necessity, maybe try and pick up a first down on 3rd and long. But now this team, they've really mastered the passing game.
And coming near side, and Reynard on the strict timing pattern to Elijah Bell, who we talked about a little bit earlier, the sophomore having a big season, coming in here with 37 catches for almost 600 yards and 9 touchdowns on offense so far.
He can be a star. He's got that type of star power. And with the way Reynard's been distributing the football this year, look for them to connect and drive defensive secondaries crazy.
So give him another first down on that out pattern, and now Reynard trying to roll out, setting up a little screen, and maybe Cartwright lucky he didn't catch that one because there were more white shirts there than blue. So that might have resulted in a big loss. It'll be incomplete, 2nd and 10.
A little miscommunication between the Andrews High School connection. Markel Cartwright went to Andrews High School. Lamar Reynard, the quarterback for A&T, also a graduate of Andrews. They can't connect on a little screen pass. I know they've done more damage than that before.
Haven't played together a lot because another guy is the starting back who rarely came off the field, Tariq Cohen, the last couple of years, but now get a chance to do it most every down. Reynard firing far side. That was a dangerous pass, but it's caught, and plenty of field on the far side. Will anybody catch him? No, they will not. Jaquil Capel, 62 yards.
Risky pass, but he was rewarded with the touchdown from the far right hash going all the way across the field. Defensive back took a poor angle, not able to make the play, was in Ndukwe, and that allowed Capel, with nobody in front of him. The receiver, the defensive back tried to jump the route, missed, and he saw his teammate on the sideline jump up, knew he was going to be in trouble. And that's a no-no.
And the extra point is good. So what could have been a disaster, if Ndukwe responds a little quicker, he may be going for a pick 6 the other way. Instead, Jaquil Capel, who already had only 9 catches for 179 yards, coming in, make it 10 for, and 62 to that. You're the Howard guy.
That'll
don't do the math that
so
fast.
he's going to be in the 260s off of 10 catches. So that's a 26-yard per catch average. And the transfer from App State, we know he's got some speed, able to come and have an impact. That play there by Ndukwe, the cornerback, that's one where that's almost a mental error, because you don't take that angle. When you've got nobody behind you to make the tackle, you can't jump around unless you know you're going to get the interception. Took a poor angle to the football, and just like that, the lead for Bethune Cookman is gone.
And just like that, The lead now belonging to North Carolina A&T. Noel Ruiz will be kicking it deep, and the deep man is Quishon Bird, standing back at his own 5-yard line, and he has great speed as well. And Bird will field it with this one at the 10 on the near side. And Bird brought down as he got it out over the 20 to the 23, and that's where Bethune Cookman will be taking over 1st and 10 to see if they can answer that quick strike touchdown on the 62-yard catch and run on the last Aggie drive.
I think, you're making a shootout. They made some changes over at Bethune Cookman. The offensive coordinator is now Alan Suber, a name that many people of Bethune Cookman or HBCU football, period, are familiar with. They're going to make a change at quarterback, at least for a play or so.
Now, Kevius Williams, who is a guy who comes in sometimes mid-series or whatever just to give a change-up look, and that intended pass to Jawill Davis is a little off target, so that'll set up 2nd and 10. And Coach Terry Sims is known to bring in the reliever, so to speak, from time to time just to present the defense with a different look. Larry Brim, I'm sure we'll see later, unless he has been injured, something we don't know about, but you see Kevius' numbers so far this season.
I mean, and Williams has probably, a liver arm, a little bit more velocity on the throws, a couple inches bigger, but not the running threat that you get from Larry Brim in terms of being able to separate from tackles.
And on the quarterback keeper, and Williams gets out close to the 30-yard line. So again, after the 6-yard gain, it'll be 3rd and manageable for the Wildcat offense. Kenneth Melton was the one who brought him down on the keeper.
And something that Bethune Cookman's done for a while, and I thought they were kind of out of that business, was having multiple quarterbacks play. It's one of those things where I've always said if you're the quarterback, you want to know you're the quarterback and not worry about who may come in and take you out.
Williams, a top 50 ranked high school prospect, under some pressure. Blitz is on. He got out of it and just threw it away downfield. It was amazing that he got away from it. Flag is down as well over on the far side of the field.
Robert roughing the passer.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense, number 52.
I'd like to see that one.
1st down.
I mean, he escaped. They kept pressure on him. Let's see what Keon Richardson did after the throw. Oh, wow. Can't push him. I mean, was it a little bit late? Yeah, but it's a push. Man, that the referee's job is to protect the quarterback, and I think Richardson was in that gray zone.
Kevius Williams still in at quarterback. Ball now moved to the 45-yard line, and now rolling out. Now throwing deep down the sidelines and overshoots his intended receiver on the far side. That time he was looking for the 5th-year senior Frank Brown, who defenses have been really focusing on to take one of those many wide receiver weapons away, and he's the one they usually focus on, number 15, Frank Brown.
Yeah, we talk about Brown, a 5th-year senior. Davis is a 5th-year senior. We saw Anthony Cruz, a big 6'5" target. He's a senior, so a lot of veteran leadership with the wide receiver position. And now, mid-series, they're going to make a quarterback change and bring in Larry Brim.
On 1st down, Brim under some pressure, and the flag is down in the backfield, usually in the area of holding, but down he goes, and the sack totals go up. Sam Blue, number 96, their sack leader, picks up the 3rd sack of the game for the A&T defense, and we have an injured Aggie down on the field being attended to around the area where several guys met at the quarterback.
They almost wondered, did he get hit by his own player? There were a number of blue jerseys on Brim in the backfield.
I mean, and they're out there in a hurry. I mean, they really like to bring, as the old cliche goes, everything but the kitchen sink, it seems like, on some of those early down blitzes.
So,
haven't been able to identify the
number 72.
A&T player down on the field right now.
That's the end of the 1st quarter.
Holding penalty called in the backfield. I don't know whether it was accepted or not, but we're going to attend to the injured player and sort everything out for you. And that's the end of the first quarter, with A&T leading Bethune Cookman 7-3. And one more look at the touchdown. Darrell Johnson was the injured Aggie down on the field, walking off under his own power. Got cut on the forehead, lost his helmet after he was taken down on the pass rush. One more look at it, Jay.
Yeah, meeting at the quarterback, coming from the left side of your screen, number 40, gets a good leverage, going in to make a play, but gets rammed down into the ground. Helmet comes off, unfortunate. He gets cut, but it's a big play by Sam Blue. A big number 96 has had a pretty good first quarter here in Greensboro.
And as we start the second, Kevius Williams back in at quarterback, and he'll, on the design quarterback draw play, pick up great yardage and first down yardage across midfield inside the 45-yard line. He picks up 19 on the play before Tard McCoy brought him down.
Wow, they went with a three-man rush, and Bethune Cookman made him pay for it. Look at that, only rushing three. They get a double team on the nose. And Williams with a good job of eluding a couple of would-be tacklers, able to pick up the first down.
They say Williams has all the tools and can run when necessary. That throw to the far side is incomplete and out of bounds. He was looking for Jawill Davis on the far side on first down, so it'll be 2nd and 10. And he was well covered by Franklin McCain, the third. And he is the grandson of one of the Greensboro 4 statues that are posted all over this campus, especially right in front of that group that played such a part in the advancement of the civil rights movement. What a family legacy to come from. He's playing pretty good football here too. Another quarterback draw, and there's Williams, and Williams big yardage all the way down inside the 20-yard line before they bring him down. Give him another 25.
Yeah, you know, we said that Brim may be a little bit tougher to bring down, but Williams is probably a little bit better at making decisions, running the football, a little bit more shifty on his feet, a little bit lighter of the two, showing you that he can make things happen with his legs.
And now Williams will go out, and Larry Brim coming back in.
He's touching his ribs like that tackle might have hurt a little bit.
And Williams 6'2", only 188 listed in our program here. Now we got a timeout on the field being taken by Bethune Cookman, so they can talk things over with their offensive coordinator Alan Suber and others to see what strategy they have now that they are in the red zone officially. And we talked a little bit earlier about Franklin McCain. There's the Greensboro 4. Such a huge role in, again, the advancement of the civil rights movement back in the 60s. And there they are.
And they're legends around here. And they got a new dormitory complex. They have 4 new dormitories. Named each one of the dormitories after one of the members of that. That statue is called February 1. And his legacy with Franklin McCain, great football player too. Yes, Franklin McCain passed away in 2013, but the legacy lives on. Coming off the near side, and this is Jamaris Tompkins, and Tompkins gets it inside the 15 as he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. So Bethune Cookman threatening again here early in the second. And we got to finalize the drives. On 2nd down and 4. And Brim on the keeper. Nice play fake to Tompkins going to the left side, and Brim keeps it on the right side and might have gotten a yard. He reacted to him pretty well. Jamal Darton amongst those there to make the tackle. Well, hurry up. They're going to hurry it up. Nope. And that did not work. The handoff to Jamaris Tompkins, and blue shirts were there waiting for him. Marcus Alford, one of them, as he loses one on a key 3rd down play that they went no huddle with. You don't have a whole lot of field to work with down there. Yeah, it's kind of, you know, trying to catch them off guard, but versus A&T, when it's an obvious run situation, A&T is pretty darn good at stopping the run. You can crease them every now and then when you're maybe looking for the pass. Big kicker coming in, huh? Big
Uriel Hernandez attempting this one from 31 yards. And it is good. Right through. So the man who had 4 field goals in the victory last week adds another one. And Bethune Cookman to within 1 here in the second. We're back at Aggie Stadium in Greensboro, North Carolina. North Carolina A&T up over Bethune Cookman 7-6. And the top 25, or top 10 I should say, and there's A&T right on the outside. That would be the on the bubble spot for you, right?
Yeah, right on the bubble. They're moving up the ladder, earning the respect. Non-conference victory versus Gardner-Webb. Non-conference victory versus FBS opponent, University of Charlotte. So A&T's an undefeated 7-0.
And this is Garden, and Chris Garden trying to squirt through a lane at the 20-yard line. He'll give him 20 on the return.
Let me tell you why moving up those rankings is so important for A&T. Let's suppose they have a nice run, and they go 10-0 going into that Central game, and they lose to Central. It'll be similar like last year. Central goes Celebration Bowl. A&T would go to the postseason again. So I'm sure they want to continue to climb up those rankings just to ensure your postseason success. But as we mentioned before, Jerry Mack and North Carolina, they don't care about none of that stuff. They're like, we'll see you November 18th. When this year, it's interesting, the Eagles come here to Greensboro.
A&T with only 6 rushing yards in the first quarter. See what they do here in the second. Little slant pattern is incomplete as it's taken out of Elijah Bell's hands as he was going down to the ground. Couldn't hold it. Raynard on the last drive, the touchdown pass, 62 yards of that 87. Going to Jaquil Capel on a catch and run. So 2nd and 10 here after that first down incompletion. Off the play fake and rollout. Raynard looking downfield. And the diving effort on the far side is incomplete as he was looking for Ron Hunt.
And now if you're going to be a pass-first offense, you got to get completions on first down. Pretty good throw to Elijah Bell on the first down. Just good play by the defense getting the ball out. Now you come out 2nd and long again. And that's one of the things you have to learn, once you start to get that trust with your coordinator, all they care about is positive yardage on first down. Don't put us behind the chains.
So 3rd and long. A&T trying to answer a nice march that resulted in a field goal for the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman. Here's Raynard trying to buy some time, throwing near side, and that off the hands of his intended receiver. Would have been short of the first down anyway. And they are 0 for 3 now on 3rd down with that incompletion.
Give credit to Bethune. We know they got athletes, right? And they're playing with their athletes. They're playing man-to-man coverage on North Carolina A&T. And take a look at number 3, Jamal Burgess. Look at the coverage that he's got. He's in his face playing bump and run. That's not an open receiver. That's a very small window to try and squeeze the ball into versus Elijah Bell. And I've been watching that matchup between Burgess and Bell, and Burgess is really having a good game.
Frank Brown back deep to receive the punt. 3rd 3 and out for A&T in this game, and that one's short, and that'll go out of bounds. Bethune-Cookman will be in great shape at the 44-yard line when they take over. Cookman trailing A&T by 1 here in the second. It's now time for our AT&T Field Pass, and with that, we take you to pregame for the North Carolina A&T Aggies. Here's the arrival this morning into the locker room as they get ready for the game. And of course, every game in the MEAC, especially for a team that's ranked and unbeaten, is for an opportunity to get to play in the Celebration Bowl, December 16th in Atlanta. And we'll see if the Aggies can make it 8 in a row in this one. Brim throwing downfield. He had a man breaking open over the middle, Kevon Mitchell, but he threw it a little bit behind him. So maybe quarterback and receiver weren't on exactly the same page there.
Yeah, a little miscommunication. One running through the zone, the other quarterback was sitting him down in the zone. And They've had some opportunities. They found some weaknesses in the secondary for North Carolina A&T, but just if you're going to beat a team that's ranked as high as North Carolina A&T, you got some guys that have to step up their play, make huge plays.
On second down, A&T showing blitz, and they'll give it up the middle. Spinning off tackles was Tupac Ismay, and Ismay gets out to the 46-yard line after a pickup of 4.
You know, we saw the picture of the Celebration Bowl trophy and had a chance to ask Coach Broadway, you've seen them both. What was better, Celebration Bowl or the FCS playoffs? They went to the playoffs last year and the Celebration Bowl the year before that. He said it wasn't even close. It's Celebration Bowl. He said, Celebration Bowl, you know you're the champions. That's what you play for.
Rim on third down, roll out, nice little pitch out to the far side. He finds Kevon Mitchell that time, and they'll move the chains as he picks up 9 for a first down.
And that's really good play selection there. Aggressive defense, move the pocket, roll your quarterback out, get him away from all those bodies flying in there, make him run farther to chase him, accurate throw, simple throw and catch. But it picks up a first down and you keep possession of the football.
Brim gives it to his running back, battling big bodies in there to fight his way forward for about 3. And that was Tupac Ismay once again. Ismay hasn't had a lot of room to run it this year. And he's only averaging just about 3 yards a carry so far this year. And on 2nd and 7, Brim swings it out to Ismay. Ismay in the open field trying to get away from the would-be tackler, could not, but did pick up decent yardage. Deion Jones brought him down after a pickup of 3.
What a great open field tackle by Deion Jones. Watch him use the sideline to his advantage. He walled off the inside, forcing the running back, in that case Ismay, to go that way. Just walled him off well. Solid open field tackle, knowing where you are on the football field, by the junior from Belmont, North Carolina.
A lot of guys on this defense putting up big numbers. There's Brim rolling away from blitz pressure again and has his receiver this time on the near side, Jawill Davis, and they keep moving the chains, and that's called an in-game adjustment to that blitz. He's rolling this quarterback out and buying some extra time.
Yeah, just in picking up receivers, so everything is in front of them. And they actually caught North Carolina A&T in a bail technique where the cornerbacks act like they were going to play man-to-man bump and run coverage. While they were retreating, the receiver broke off his route. That's a pretty easy throw from a quarterback's perspective.
Here's Larry Brim on first down. Fakes to the near side, now going down the middle. And that one well covered over the middle of the field and incomplete as he was looking for Stephon Francois, their fastest receiver.
What do I say about first down passing? What does the coordinator want? Just wants positive yards, right? So take a look at the guy out the backfield, number 30 in white. He comes out the backfield, that's open. Give me those 4 or 5 yards all day. They'll take that. He elects to go downfield. Now it's 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, here comes the blitz, well picked up, and that one incomplete and knocked away as he was looking for Kevon Mitchell, and knocked out of there. A good defensive play by Tard McCoy that time to strip that one out of there.
And this is one where that's a tight window, pretty good coverage by McCoy, ball thrown behind him. Almost came away with an interception.
So now a big 3rd down play, probably not in the field goal range of their kicker, Uriel Hernandez. So big 3rd down, and they're showing blitz, and here they come. Brim going for it, has his man on the far side, and that is a touchdown. 30 yards. What a catch by Frank Brown.
I don't want to hear about that catch. Did you see that location of that football?
Perfect.
He dropped this down the chimney. Watch this. Fade all the way. Look at this. You just run down there, and I'm going to put it on the outside shoulder. That was good coverage by Derek Williams, but just a better throw and catch by Frank Barron and Larry Brim. That shades of what he started doing A&T last year. You want to talk about the catch, man?
Well,
he dropped
I'm
a
the
dime.
play-by-play guy. I got to talk about the catch a little bit.
How about this? I don't know if I could have thrown that ball any better, Eric.
Oh,
that's saying something. That was nice air underneath it.
Folks, when Jay Walk says he doesn't know if he could make a throw, that was a heck of a throw. And it gives Bethune Cookman a lead by 6 here in the second quarter. We got a good one.
This is
Frank Brown got it dropped down the chimney, went down the chute, right to him, but a nice catch according to the play-by-play guy. Of course, I didn't play college ball, but that's okay.
Better throw according to the announcer.
Better throw according to the analyst who is
thrown a touchdown.
Who's one of the all-time great quarterbacks in MEAC play? I would call you that.
Thank you very much.
All right. And a high and short kickoff, and this is Garden on the far side, and Garden has some room. Will anybody catch him? No. But we do have a flag on the play, so they may have to bring it all the way back. But one of the all-time great kick returners here at A&T and in MEAC history might be called back. 84 yards. Let's see how they sort it out.
Number 30.
This is the holding. I wonder where that hold was, because it was a very short kick. There's not enough time to really hold unless you absolutely grab a guy and turn him around. I didn't think there was enough time for them to hold somebody unless you see an obvious takedown or something like that. Let's take a look in the middle of the screen. I mean, that's a quick wedge. Up top, I mean, he was falling down and had the jersey. That's a tough break.
That is a tough break. And, of course, we talked about Garden, who had 8 returns of 40-plus yards in his career, getting close to being one of the all-time return yardage specialists, nullifies an 84-yard touchdown that, of course, would have given his Aggies the lead, but instead, 1st and 10 back at the 40. And off the right side, one more look at it as they have a rugby-type struggle there. One more look at the hole.
At the top of your screen, that's the whole guy was going down.
He does have the jersey.
He's got the jersey, and it's unfortunate because I don't think the tackle was going to make the play. Guard had him lined up already and broke outside. But a hold is a hold, so let me tell the officials, they got it right.
Marquell Cartwright on 1st down picked up a couple. So in A&T, except for that 62-yard catch and run, has not been very consistent. And, of course, coming up, the alum that's now making them turn heads in Chicago as we get the pass completed on the near side and finding Ron Hunt. And Hunt gets out to midfield after a pickup of 9. They'll move the chains. Tariq Cohen going to join us via phone from Chicago.
You know
there
what?
He is.
And I think no matter what HBC you went to, you're a fan of Tariq Cohen.
Absolutely.
I mean, mantle's clearly been passed on to Reek, as they call him around here. And made a lot of fans fantasy football as well, too, huh?
Yes, he did. On 1st and 10. And cutting back to the near side, and that's Cartwright, and Cartwright stacked up, but he picked up good yardage on 1st down, give him 7. So now A&T answering a little bit on their ensuing march after that long kickoff return for a touchdown by Chris Garden was nullified by a penalty.
You know, when they bring in number 46, Hollingsworth, the big fullback, he's in there to knock helmets around. You know, that's why when they get tired of playing, they say, all right, let's go with the big fullback, line him up in the backfield. Normally, if you follow him, you'll find the football. Probably bring him across the formation. He got beat.
Got beat that time by the blitzing outside linebacker, and that'll be a loss of 2 on that play. Marquez Ford, who came in and beat the big fullback one-on-one to get the tackle for a loss of 3 on that play, so call it 3rd and 6. one of a few times you've actually talked about somebody and sung their praises, and then
they got beat,
on the very next play they get beat.
Yeah, put him out there on the edge to get a defensive end. He couldn't do the job. I want to see this matchup on the bottom between Bell and Burgess once again.
Big third down play here for the Aggies. Raynard trying to buy some time. Now
open.
Going deep, wide open. Got a man. And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. That is Xavier Griffin. And 45 yards later, he is in the end zone. And now we are tied pending the extra point. Now, when you get that wide open, is it usually a blown coverage?
I mean, yeah, you were wondering where the safety was down the middle. They thought he had help, but in this case here, I just think he beat Daquan Richardson off the line of scrimmage trying to get physical on bump and run. He missed the jam, broke off his route, and kept going, and you see them both in the trail position. Arthur Williams and Daquan Richardson, the two safeties.
And the extra point right down the middle by Noel Ruiz is good. So A&T now has the lead. A 5-play, 60-yard drive completed by the touchdown catch by Xavier Griffin. Our Week 7 Monday Night Football matchup is a big NFC East battle in Philly between Kirk Cousins and the Redskins and Carson Wentz and the 5-1 first-place Eagles. Our coverage begins with Monday Night Countdown at 6 Eastern on ESPN, and the game is also available on ESPNU in Spanish, but it's not on the ESPN app, just in case you had that question. Most everything is, not that game. So Noel Ruiz gonna kick it deep. Quishon Bird is back at his own 5. A&T up by 1 after the long touchdown, and this is Bird. Great speed. And Bird trying to pick his way along the far side, gets it up close to the 25-yard line. Give him 16 on the return.
This game just seems eerily similar to the game last year where after butting heads so long in the first half, the second half became just a shootout. And the Aggies were very fortunate to escape.
52-35, they win that one.
Much closer game than that.
Much closer
game than that. And A&T very easily could have taken a loss.
And there's Akevius Williams, and
wow, he killed him.
The quarterback rotation continues.
I mean, Brim just threw a nice touchdown pass for you. Start to settle in and get a little rhythm.
Williams on the quick out pattern to Kevon Mitchell, and Mitchell will stretch the change or come close to it. He's marked out a little bit short. He'll get 9.
Let me ask you, am I too hard on the coach for making that type of exchange? I mean, Brim is your starter. Well, even if he got off to a slow start, he just threw a touchdown pass. And now you're going to bring him on the sideline for the next series. Does that make sense?
From what I understand, he's done it for the most part all year, bringing Williams in spots during the game just to give a different look. And up the middle, nice room, and bouncing off tackles is Tupac Ismay. And Ismay gets up to the 45-yard line after a pickup of 11.
And that's how you have to run against North Carolina A&T. When they respect your pass, then they loosen up a little bit, and then you can find a couple of creases in there. And linebackers vacated the hole too early and able to hit them. But I do think they're vulnerable right now. Just 2 defensive linemen and 2-point stands for A&T. They've got Sam Blue, number 96, stand up. So they're not really focusing on putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback right now.
Oh, and then just before we get the snap of the football, Julian McKnight just plowed over the poor center, Chris Adams.
Defense, number 95, made contact with the snapper. 5-yard penalty.
Must have thought he saw something with ball movement, because poor Chris Adams, only 6'4", 300, had no chance.
Well, I wonder what he saw there, but if you're going to be offsides, be offsides.
And at least it wasn't a cheap shot. Just got him at the shoulder pads and rolled him backwards on his backside a little bit. So first down and short. And Ismay up the middle hit immediately. Kenneth Melton, one of those in there after pickup of 2.
That was a great play by Kenneth Melton. Defensive end, they had him standing up as a linebacker, and they tried to fool him. If he doesn't make that tackle, there's a big crease there. They just have them all. He's a guy that's been hurt for him all season long. One of the leaders of that defensive front. 5th-year senior from Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
And this offense has not had a whole lot of trouble moving the football up and down the field against a highly ranked defense so far in FCS football this year. Under some pressure, Williams trying to get out of it, and now just throws it away after he leaves the pocket on the far side. Smart move by the quarterback that time. Julian McKnight, one of the first ones to get after him over there and chase him out.
They got to take the middle of the field. When you got a team that plays as much man-to-man as the North Carolina A&T, look for your crossing routes. Crossing routes kill man-to-man coverage. You're going to watch number 6 come across your screen. Right there. He's open. He's got his man beat by 1.5 yards. Get him the ball. I mean, but you get that in your pre-snap. Once you recognize man-to-man, you start saying, where's my crossing route where I can hurt this defense?
Bethune is 5 of 9 on 3rd downs, and Larry Brim was back in at quarterback. And fortunately for A&T, they take a timeout because the guy was running off the field and he would not have made it. It would have been too many men on the field on defense and given the Wildcats a 1st down. So a smart timeout taken by the Aggies of North Carolina A&T, and they're going to talk things over on this key 3rd down play. 3rd down and 3 for a Bethune Cookman team that has moved the ball pretty well against this highly touted defense. Again, we're talking about a defense that's top 10 in scoring defense, top 10 against the run, total yards defense. In sacks, they're 13th. In turnovers, they're 2nd in the country. And Bethune Cookman has been right with them all game long.
Yeah, but that was good usage of a timeout. Before you take that penalty, don't give Bethune Cookman the penalty off of a mental error with too many men on the field.
Key 3rd down. Brim gives it, and I think he's going to get enough for a 1st down. Jamaris Tompkins goes up the middle. And joining us now, I mean, you can't have a better alum and a guy that everybody in the nation is pulling for. Chicago Bear and former North Carolina A&T Aggie, Tariq Cohen, joining us now. Tariq, welcome to the program, my friend.
Thanks for having me on.
All right.
Tariq, I'm not going to let you just get away with saying thanks for having me on. Imagine what's it like for you right now in the NFL, and your Aggies are the #1 team in HBCU football. Got to be a proud moment to be an Aggie, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely got bragging rights over every other HBCU right now.
Now Tariq, you know that Howard University did beat UNLV, so y'all got more bragging rights than Howard beat UNLV, man? Come on, man. You know you're talking to.
Howard lost to somebody in the MEAC.
well, since you're going to go there, they lost to North Carolina Central. North Carolina A&T hadn't beat North Carolina Central in a while either, have y'all?
We haven't been undefeated in a while either.
Right after this play, we got some more questions for you, Rick.
1 second down. Brim in trouble, and down he goes again. Sack number 4 of the afternoon for the A&T defense. Jermaine Williams, 92, amongst others, the first to get to him.
Tariq, want to know this. How did playing in North Carolina A&T and in HBCU prepare you for your journey right now in the National Football League?
I felt like it did a lot of that. In the aspect of, not much was given just to be given. Like, I felt like I had to work for a lot, and just giving me that humble mentality and just making me a dedicated worker.
This is 3rd and 18. Tariq, will get right back to you. Brim in some trouble again, and he gets it off on the near side. We have a flag on the play as moving over to try to make the tackle. It looked like Jeremy Taylor, and he might have been held or blocked illegally, a pickup of 8. Tariq, you've been making the rounds all over the place. You were on SportsCenter recently as well, I understand.
Oh yeah, I had to do a little short interview with Terry Campion.
And then when you think about it, for all those folks that have been watching you for years and, we're not really surprised at the success you're having in the NFL, what do you say to all those fans of HBCU football who now are all Tariq Cohen fans?
I just want to say thank you for the support. And I know I got a lot of people behind me, and they just want to see me succeed coming from an HBCU. And also, I feel like there's nothing like the support from, HBCU schools, and it's so strong when we all band together.
All right, Tariq, an offensive interference call against Bethune Cookman pushes it back 3rd and 33. We'll get back to you in a second. Brim trying to buy some time and dumps it off to his back there in the backfield. And Jamaris Tompkins hit hard and finally taken down. Taken down by Deion Jones finally after a pickup of 7, and Bethune Cookman will punt the ball. I have one question for you, and they always talk about it being the highest level, of course, in the NFL. What's the biggest difference you found in playing in the National Football League as compared to playing college football?
I feel like it's two main differences that I've noticed. One being the obvious size difference of all the players on the field. And then the second difference, I feel, is just the mental aspect of the players. I feel like every player is overall more smarter than the college level, and they're way more disciplined.
So, Tariq, I'm going to give you an opportunity to have a little input. I do my Give Me 5 segment every week. So this week at halftime coming up is going to be 5 things you must know about North Carolina A&T football. Let me see if you can get one of them right. When you think about A&T football, give me one thing that the fans must know about.
We have the best homecoming.
That's number 3, man. That's number 3.
I'm good at Family Feud, so I'm about to win this. Hold up. We really, the running back youth, we put the best running backs out of HBCUs out.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, you've made the list. Because if you can't talk about A&T football, particularly the last 4 years, without mentioning your name, Tariq Cohen. But, the number one thing, and I'll ask your opinion on the number one thing I think you got to know about A&T football is Aggie pride. And what does Aggie pride mean to you?
It means everything. It just, really means like family, in other words. We come in as a band of brothers, and then going through the years with the same people, and just going through all the turmoil and all the successes, it just makes a stronger family. And then when you leave, it just amplifies that, and you just yearn that, and you always know what that feels like, that Aggie pride.
So did the Howard guy get it right when he said that Aggie pride is the number one thing you got to know about A&T football?
Oh, yeah, definitely, because everybody who's ever been to A&T has heard that.
So 40 yards on that punt, no return by Garden. And my man, continued success. I'm a native Chicagoan. I love the Bears, and I love what you're doing for them. You are making heads turn. I've called all my friends and told them to put you on their fantasy team. So, man, all the best to you as you continue your trek throughout the NFL.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Tariq, good talking to you. Always good. For us, Eric, I mean, how much of a joy did he bring to us?
Oh, man.
Watching the football games, and every time we had him on the air on television, he was rushing for 200 yards versus some poor opposing defense, and now we're seeing the same thing in the NFL.
Raynard looking to set up the screen, and again, Tariq Cohen, thanks so much for being with us on our program today. Tariq Cohen, the all-time North Carolina A&T leading rusher. And that first down screen effort was incomplete as he was looking for Jamari Smith, who came on, and Bethune Cookman sniffed that one out. We are inside of a minute to go here in the opening half of play, and we've had a dandy 1-point game with A&T on top right now and trying to make something happen with what we call a 1-minute drill right now. And Raynard looking near side and overshot his man. Garden was looking for the shorter out pattern, and Raynard threw that one over his head, incomplete. So it'll be 3rd down, and now 43 seconds to go here in the first half. Bethune with a couple timeouts left, A&T with 1. So if they go back to the air again, theoretically anyway, and it's incomplete, Bethune will get the ball in pretty decent field position with a chance to do something with it with 1 timeout. I'm sorry, 2 timeouts left. A&T has 1. And now on the draw play. And good yardage that time by Marquell Cartwright.
Yeah, I think you call it. I'm a little surprised you don't see Bethune Cookman out there calling the timeout. Make them punt the ball. Maybe you block a punt with special teams. you maybe get a return, but
it looks like A&T is content to let it run out.
A&T's fine. Bethune Cookman is content to let it run out. That's the surprise.
Yeah, a little shocking there. It looks like both teams are going to let it ride here. They won't give us a chance. They're both making their way into the locker room right now. North Carolina A&T is, as we end the first half, leading Bethune Cookman 14-13. And what a game we have had. Some big plays in it, long touchdown catches and runs. And Bethune Cookman is hung right in there with the 11th ranked team in the country. Our halftime festivities begin after we take a short timeout. ESPN College Football presented by McDonald's. And we are just about ready to start the third quarter here. We talked at the open of the show, Jay Walker, about both quarterbacks, and both quarterbacks showed what they were made of in the first half.
It was. I think that Larry Brim, they said last year they thought he played above his head. Well, so far in the first half, I thought he showed that he can attack this North Carolina A&T defense. They moved him out the pocket, made the easy throws, and then threw one of the prettiest touchdown fade routes you're going to see on the back shoulder there. I think he's earned the respect from North Carolina A&T secondary.
And Lamar Raynard came in with all kinds of accolades so far this season, especially passing efficiency. He was pretty good as well.
I mean, the good thing is he's got the 2 touchdowns, has not thrown an interception, so he's been pretty good and efficient, but I'm still thinking he's going to get off. You know, I think Bethune Cookman's done a good job of disrupting this pass attack for North Carolina A&T. I look for Raynard to probably complete a couple more balls at a higher percentage than he did in the first half.
Giovanni Francis, I should say, kicking. We do have a Francois involved in the game, but not in this particular time. Giovanni Francis kicking deep to Chris Garden and Jaquil Capel, and this one coming down to Capel on the far side. Capel trying to get the corner, now cuts back inside and gets out across the 25, close to the 30-yard line. First half numbers, looking at it, we've got it pretty close in many areas except rushing. A&T, literally nothing on the ground.
Yeah, and A&T is an offense that they can rush the ball. They get about 170 yards per game rushing. They're struggling. And I think the surprise is Bethune-Cookman able to get 100 yards rushing on the first half versus a defense from North Carolina A&T that only gives up 76 yards rushing per game.
A lot of those coming from the quarterback position, one of the more difficult to defend against the run, but still 101 yards against the defense that came into the game giving up only about 78.
Look at that, Bethune-Cookman, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They've been keeping A&T defense on the field for a long time.
Raynard on the give off the near side, right side, and pushing the pile forward. Still pushing out there. Maybe he'll get 4 or 5, call it, Marquell Cartwright. And a good rugby-type run on first down as the pile just moved. Cartwright at 5'8", 201 pounds, a red shirt junior out of High Point, North Carolina, just disappeared in the pile, but it kept moving forward. And a good run on first down. On 2nd and 5, and Cartwright getting the corner and getting up close to first down yardage. He'll be probably a yard or 2 short as he was brought down by Marquise Hendricks on the far side, so it'll be 3rd and 2. Cartwright coming off the field now, and they go with the bigger package in the backfield.
Look at this. They flank out the tight end as a wide receiver, and they've got 2 fullbacks in the backfield along with another running back.
And we get some movement along the left side of the line, so that'll be false start against the offense. Jason Soisman, your referee today, making the call. And so now that changes everything. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Lamar Raynard.
Yeah, that's a good look there. Brandon Parker, all 6'7", 310 pounds of him. Number 70 for North Carolina A&T. He will be the next Aggie drafted to the National Football League.
And now we got another flag.
Illegal substitution. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's an illegal substitution. So take them back another 5, so it'll be 3rd and 12.
This is a tough one. Coming out of the locker room, you want to go out and build some momentum on offense. And now they're moving backwards off of 2 mental errors and penalties. Bethune Cookman with opportunity to make a stop here on 3rd down and get the ball back.
A&T has had some big plays offensively in the past game, but hasn't been able to sustain much on the ground so far in this one. We are early in the 3rd quarter, and the Aggies up 1. Reynard looking deep down the far side, and it is knocked away incomplete. Good coverage on the far side of the field against Elijah Bell by Elliott Miller, who helped knock that one away, and also Jamal Burgess on the far side.
And that's been that battle that we were watching in the first half. Jamal Burgess, the senior from Miami, Florida, he and Elijah Bell, they've been going at it. Burgess has been right there with him every step of the way.
Garrett Nestor is in to punt, punting deep to Frank Brown, and this is high and short. And it bounces the wrong way if you're an A&T fan, and Bethune Cookman will take over 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line. It's only a 20-yard punt, so Bethune Cookman takes over on offense when we come back in the 3rd quarter.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Aggs. Find your magic.
Bethune Cookman, its best starting field position of the day at the A&T 47-yard line. Larry Brim and company trailing by 1, and they fake the jet sweep. Now they'll throw it to Kayvon Mitchell, and Kayvon Mitchell doesn't get much as he runs out of real estate along the near side. He picked up 2. Jeremy Taylor was over there to force him out of bounds. And there's Larry Brim's numbers so far in the day, 9 of 15 for 94 and a touchdown.
There's been pretty good quarterback play on both sides. You haven't seen defensive backs with interceptions or knocking down a number of passes.
Here's Brim under pressure, steps up. Now he's going to keep it. And Brim gets down inside the 40-yard line. Jermaine Williams tripped him up, maybe from behind, and he picked up 7, so it'll be 3rd and short.
And this hurts as a quarterback, so you'll see Brim get outside the pocket, but once he escapes, he gets tripped up, carrying him into a tackler. And you're going to see McCain come up here. He's losing his balance. Hit him in the back. That'll leave a red mark.
So 3rd and 2. Jamaris Tompkins to the left of his quarterback in the pistol formation. And Brim has a man wide open. It is Tompkins on the far side. He'll go inside the 20 and close to the 15-yard line as he simply went out the backfield and wound up wide open to pick up the 24.
24-yard result, 6-yard pass. Just take the check down. If it's right in front of you, coming out the backfield, it's been there, just a quick flip, and let the running back do what running backs do. They run with the football. Good job of Larry Brim taking the check down. We saw him miss that a couple times earlier in this contest.
1st and 10, spotted on the 16-yard line, and that one batted at the line of scrimmage. And coming in there to get a big paw up, he's got the jersey all tucked up underneath him, but we believe that was Daryl Johnson coming in with the deflected pass off the right side and right in the face of the quarterback, Larry Brim.
We talked about Franklin McCain and the legacy, what a good football player. They trust this freshman with a lot. I mean, right now, he's going man to man on his wide receiver on his side of the field. And it's been like that all game. The rest of the field, they're giving him help, but he's playing straight up man coverage against his guy on his side of his field.
On 2nd down, and Brim trying to keep that one, and he is swarmed under by a host of dark blue shirts for a loss on the play. And once again, Daryl Johnson was in the backfield before that one even got started.
One thing that the Aggies do, they attack a certain spot in the backfield, opposing team's backfield, whether it's a quarterback there running the ball or a running back, they're going to get you off that spot.
Big third down play coming up here.
And you think they would go conservative with their play call on defense? Look at A&T, man-to-man with a true freshman at the top of the screen playing man-to-man. That's a lot of faith in your secondary and their ability.
And here they come on the all-out blitz. Going end zone, looking.
That's a pass
interference as Frank Brown was pulled as he tried to go up for that one. And Marquise Willis is the culprit.
And that's why I thought it's scary to play man-to-man versus a quarterback that has the touch like we've seen Brim on those fade routes. But that was a pass interference all day. He got tangled up.
And we are ways away up here in the booth, so if we could see it.
Defense, number 32. Ball be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
You know, what you got to keep is they put a lot of air on this throw. Once this ball's in the air, hands off, and he's got his hands on the receiver while the ball was there and turned him around. I thought it was a good call by the official.
15-yard penalty puts the ball now on the 2-yard line. So it'll be first and goal as Bethune Cookman threatening to go ahead in this game right now. Of course, in field goal range, it's amounts to an extra point, but they want to go in for 6 here. Here's Jamaris Tompkins, and Tompkins met hard. Don't know if he picked up anything off the right side as a host of big blue jerseys met him, including Julian McKnight.
This won't be an easy two. I don't think you can run the ball. They're that good up front defensively at shooting the gaps in short yards. I think you have to go outside, which is a high risk because you can get tackled for a loss, but I just don't think you run at the teeth of this defense. You either give it to your quarterback outside the pocket or run outside.
And Tompkins this time, is he into the end zone? No, he's going to be stopped a little short. That one should be spotted just about at the 1-yard line, maybe just inside the 1, as he goes off the right side on third down and is stopped. So third down and goal. Brim on the sneak.
Good call.
Pushing the pile. That's a touchdown. At least it looks like from this angle. And they finally signal it there. Touchdown Bethune Cookman. And the Wildcats go back in front in this seesaw battle here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
I like the idea. Get underneath the center quickly before they can adjust. Get some momentum. It was tight, but the second effort, you see, he crosses the line for the touchdown.
Well, Larry Brim completes an 8-play, 47-yard drive in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And Uriel Hernandez coming on to try to put his Wildcats up by 6. And the extra point is good. So after completing the 47-yard march, Larry Brim does it himself, and Bethune Cookman with a 6-point lead. Donalds. That was today's Bringing the Flavor, brought to you by McDonald's. So, Bethune Cookman taking advantage of a good field position and going in for the score. Giovanni Francis will be kicking deep to Capel, and Chris Garden, who just joined us, had a nice 84-yarder call back because of a penalty, and it was a correct call earlier in this one. And they're kicking it away from Garden. It comes down to Jaquil Capel, and Capel, some room off the far side, but smacked down hard before he reaches the 30-yard line. North Carolina A&T will take over first down and 10 from their own 28. Tyreek Curry on special teams coming down to make the big hit for Bethune Cookman.
You got to say, this close game like this, I think what we have not seen A&T able to do is run the ball. I like the passing attack, but 5 consecutive 3 plays and out. Ouch. And that's why Bethune Cookman was able to slow him down and get the lead.
So on 1st and 10, and they give Cartwright off the, cutting it back, coming to the near side and doesn't get much. Maybe give him 2 or 3. And it'll be 2nd and long. Deshaun Ray, one of those there to greet him. And the Bethune defense against the run has been tough all game long, as we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with Ray, the big guy, 300-pounder in the middle. He's an experienced player for him. And then they've got linebackers that can fly around the football. Talk about Trent Bridges and all those guys, and Marquise Hendricks, who's really been an impact player for them defensively.
On 2nd down, play fake. Raynard throwing deep and underthrowing that one, or throwing to the wrong spot down the seam. His receiver was on the far side of the field, Xavier Griffin, and he was well covered.
You know, what they're doing is they're making him uncomfortable. They're getting him off the timing. They're trying to move around the pocket, but he knows he's going to get hit. And like I say, this front 7 for North Carolina A&T, I think for Bethune Cookman, has really done a good job of, kind of controlling the line of scrimmage, not dominating them, but they've really made A&T uncomfortable all afternoon.
Raynard has missed his last 4 passes, needs a connection here on 3rd and 7. Running out of time and has to flip that one out of bounds for his life. As coming in on a blitz was Marquise Hendricks, and Hendricks was all over the quarterback, making 5 straight incompletions for Lamar Raynard.
Watch this Florida speed. Once they recognize quarterback's out the pocket, okay, let's go get him. And that's what you talk about, that Florida speed. Once they recognize how quickly they're able to get up on you. And right now, I'm telling you, Raynard, he's a little shook up right now. They've got him kind of confused and second-guessing himself a little bit. He's got to find a way to shake it off and get back in rhythm.
Frank Brown waving everybody off the short punt by James Mackey, and that'll roll dead at about the 29-yard line. 40-yard punt, no return, and Bethune Cookman will take over up by 6. And this crowd here at Aggie Stadium, a little bit silent, a little bit worried, especially if the Wildcats put together a drive this time and add to that lead.
They've got to increase it. This is what you do. When you're on the road, you're trying to get the W. When you get an opportunity to put a team down, you put them down a lot. Because you have to think, with the way they throw the football, the Aggies are going to have a chance to pass themselves back into this football game.
Larry Brim back out as your quarterback. They rotated Brim and Akevius Williams in the first half. Williams coming in for some spot duty, but it's Brim right now, and swings it near side to his man in motion and brought down immediately. What a nice play against Kevon Mitchell by Jeremy Taylor to bring him down for a loss of 4.
Taylor, they call him the playmaker. He plays that rover position for them, can guard, can play against the pass, can support against the run. Fifth-year senior from Kinston, North Carolina. He's been a good one for a couple years down here in Greensboro.
One of their leading tacklers, 43 coming into the game, also has 3 picks. And 5 passes broken up. So on 2nd down, Brim buys himself some more time. What a rocket he throws to the far side, but it's incomplete. I mean, off the wrong foot, and that one got out of there in a hurry to Frank Brown.
He's got some arm strength, particularly when he gets outside the pocket. I think the feet may be in, but I believe he catches the ball with the elbow on the ground. This will be a good look for us here. Yeah, he catches the ball actually out of bounds. So
nice effort by Frank Brown, the 5th-year senior. And so a big 3rd down here for the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman, leading by 6 here with inside of 6:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. Quick swing pass, Tupac Ismay, and Ismay gets up to the 30 where he is whacked down hard. Julian McKnight, one of those there to greet him, said, no more than that. Deion Jones there too after pickup of 5, so the punt will be forced by the A&T defense.
Great job by McKnight running down the line of scrimmage. Junior from Conyers, Georgia. This is his first game back. He got hurt in the first game of the season. And, ooh, that's a head knocker.
And Francis going to kick this one deep to Chris Garden. Ever dangerous. There's a high kick, and it'll bounce and be knocked out of bounds. They should spot it at about the 39-yard line, where A&T will take over, trailing by 6 here in the third. Back here, Aggie Stadium, A&T takes over, trailing by 6. A&T ranked 11th in the nation in FCS, trailing the Wildcats of Bethune Cookman. Here's Lamar Reynard rolling out, running out of time, and has to heave that one out of bounds before he's hit. Make it 6 passes in a row. Missed. And this is Terry Sims hoping his defense holds on. He is looking for his first career coaching victory against the Aggies.
Yeah, they've gone at it a little bit, these two teams, and his mindset was kind of different. He had a little edge on them all week long. You could tell upset about the one game they dropped in conference to Howard University. And right now his boys are kind of matching his toughness right now, his physicality, his nature. That was a pretty good play by Marcus Ford again, chasing down Reynard, putting a big hit on the quarterback.
Off the play fake, throwing far side, and he has Jamari Smith. And Smith picking up decent yardage there on second down on the short pass, driven out by Daquan Richardson after a pickup of 6. So it'll be 3rd and 4. And a big third down if you're A&T. That's the first completion in the last 7 attempts for them. They really got to get something going and get their confidence back on offense.
And we saw the first half stats where Bethune Cookman had the ball twice as long as North Carolina A&T. They've got to give their defense a break.
Reynard rolling out, throwing back over the middle, has a man open. Did he drop that one? That ball might have hit. The officials are ruling it incomplete. Xavier Griffin was wide open over the middle, had it, but I think the ball might have touched the ground.
They're going to have to look at this because initially I thought he caught the ball and he pushed off the ground to keep his balance with the ball.
It's under review.
See, I think he catches it. Nope, drop ball. Drop ball, they got it right.
He was running before he pulled that one in.
Good eyesight there by the officials down on the field to make that call. And that's one where Xavier Griffin has to make that catch. That's a catchable ball.
And not too many white shirts around him as he made that catch. And I think he was running before he actually corralled it in. And the ball obviously hits the ground.
Yeah.
With his both hands over top of it. But that is not a catch by rule. A couple more looks at it.
Oh, man, that's as clear cut as you get.
Yeah. From the back angle, and this is even better from the front. You see he just kind of bounces that one off the ground. And he goes down when he realizes he's going to get hit.
After further, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
And they showed it here on the Jumbotron, so Aggie fans knew that they missed an opportunity for first down that would have given them the ball in Bethune Cookman territory.
1 for 8 on 3rd downs. James Mackey going to punt this one away to Frank Brown, who's standing back at his own 26-yard line. And a high end over end punt that Frank Brown fair catches at the 26-yard line. So power ranking so far.
The only HU. That's what they're called from now on.
Okay.
The only HU, because some of y'all just don't get it. Howard University is the 5th team in the country. Number 4 can move up with a good showing at Grambling. That's Alcorn. Sometimes they look like the best team in the country. 3, we're in Carolina. North Carolina Central. We know that too. Not a big change. The G-men, Grambling State University. Normal year they'd be number 1, but right now number 1's in jeopardy.
Right.
North Carolina A&T is in jeopardy. They are the number 1 team in HBCU football, but they're struggling. And then on the bubble, I mentioned a couple times this game, Hampton. Watch out for Hampton.
Oh, I thought that 15 was Hampton.
Yeah, Hampton Institute, man. I said HU.
Kevius Williams back in to the game and throws the completion on the near side. He finds Anthony Cruz.
See, I have to spell it out. Hampton. So on the bubble, it's Hampton and Prairie View A&M. Prairie View, I just don't know what to get. Sometimes they look really good, and sometimes they look bad. We know they can play offense, but they're there. And Howard University take care of Morgan State at homecoming. It's the world's best homecoming, despite what Tariq Cohen said.
Tariq joined us in the first half here on the program, so nice to talk with such a great impact player for North Carolina A&T. And now come in on the near side, Jamaris Tompkins. And Tompkins gets the corner and will get close to first down yardage. Let's see where they spot him. He's going to be a little bit short. Deion Jones forced him out. And according to the spot, he's about a yard short. He picked up 5. So another key third down play. I've been saying that a lot so far here in the third quarter.
See, now I like what they're doing. They're respecting A&T. It's hard just to say you're going to run the ball at the teeth of them third one. I like this. Go with the bunch formation at the bottom. That way force A&T to bring an extra run stopper out of the box. And they got it. See, a schematically better approach to it.
And Tupac Ismay was the one who slammed forward, picked up the couple yards needed to get it beyond the sticks and keep the drive alive here in the third quarter. So 1st and 10, now mark it at the 36-yard line, and Kevius Williams still in there at the quarterback spot for Terry Sims and Bethune Cookman. 3 receivers split out far side, top of your screen. Now the design quarterback draw, and Williams takes a hard shot or two before he goes down. Might have picked up a half yard, not much though. And I guess this is one of the things he brings to the table, a more decisive running type of quarterback. Maybe he's trying to change up and create a different look. I don't know.
They're a little bit more elusive, but we haven't really seen him attack throwing the football. We know he's got a little whip of an arm, but I thought Brim was doing a pretty good job passing the football.
And here's Williams. Protection good. Fires to the far side. That one right off the end. And still intercepted. After 2 deflections, it is intercepted by Deion Jones. And wow, talk about a turn of events there. First turnover of the game for Bethune Cookman is a big one.
I mean, just jumping the route. We thought Brim was in control. He wasn't coming close to throwing interceptions. But in this case here, Williams stares him down, and the break on the ball by McCain. They say about McCain, he has 5 interceptions this year. He's dropped 5 interceptions, and that was number 6 that he dropped right there. But good job of getting to the football and coming away with it by Deion Jones.
Off 2 pairs of hands before Jones comes up with another turnover for this A&T defense, and pushing the pile again is Marquell Cartwright. And boy, he's still not down, but they finally whistle the forward progress stopped after a pickup of about 6.
What a great jump on the ball by McCain. McCain is a freshman. I mean, he jumped in, he's a true DB. DB is a wide receiver that can't catch. Right? He's got 5 interceptions, and when they say he should have had 5 more, I believe it, because that should have been a pick right there. And he was fortunate, but he's a difference maker.
And this is Cartwright once again. This time he stood up and being driven backwards. And Daquan Richardson, the free safety coming up, leading tackler on this team, also 3 interceptions for him. And he stops the opposing number 22 right in his tracks there. And he picked up very little or nothing there on 2nd down.
But you know what you say? This is 2-down territory. I'm running the ball 2 consecutive plays. Stop me. You've got that big offensive line up front. Eat some of that clock a little bit. They're all over 300 pounds. 3rd, 4, I'm saying I'm going for it twice, and I'm going to try and force feed the running game.
One of the best third down teams in the country, only 1 of 8 on third down so far this afternoon. Here's Lamar Raynard looking over the middle, has a man, has a first down to the 30-yard line. And he found Xavier Griffin for a pickup of 7 on that play. And Griffin knew exactly where the first down marker was.
And I like what you said, he found Griffin because he went through his progressions. He wasn't open early. He's looking, and then he finds him, gets a step on him, and able to throw an accurate ball in stride to allow Griffin to pick up the first down.
And a key first down it is. Now on the sideline is Raynard, and they run the reverse. Darden, and Garden still spinning off tackles before he's going to be whistled out of bounds inside the 30 at about the 27. So give him a gain of 3. Jamal Burgess is the one who brought him down.
They went with a little Wildcat and misdirection. So they bring in Capel to make the block on the edge, and you'll see him on the left side miss the block. See, if he gets that block down, I think that's a huge play, but they brought in Capel, the wide receiver, to get the defender down. Richardson, he didn't do it, and forced Garden to go a little bit wider than he wanted.
So Coach Broadway matching his counterpart, giving a different look on offense from the quarterback spot, brings in the receiver Capel to run Wildcat.
Formation now, right now. They're really trying to get creative offensively.
And right up the middle, still pushing the pile forward. We've seen that a lot today as well, and getting much closer to the first down. We do have a flag on the play, and judging from Raynard's reaction after the 5-yard gain, it looks like it might be something against A&T.
Holding, offense, number 68, 10-yard penalty. We will replay, 2nd down. There will be an untimed down on the play.
Daquan Blake was the one who commits the holding, and that will end the 3rd quarter. At least that was the final play of the 3rd quarter. Now they're going to run. They're going to run one more before the official end of the 3rd quarter.
And this is where A&T is much different. Previous years, you get a holding penalty on 2nd down, you're going to be punting. But now that they've got the threat of the passing attack, they've got an opportunity to pick this up with 2 consecutive passes, and they run.
And a big hole. And Cartwright explodes off the right side and gets 15. I'm sorry, Jamari Smith was the one who exploded through the hole. And now A&T on the move as we finish 3 quarters of play. Bethune Cookman leading by 6. Back here in Greensboro, Rod Broadway's team trailing by 6. He's 23-3 at home against MEAC opponents. And in his career here, in his 7th season, 30-5 overall. And of course, Terry Sims looking for their first win against a ranked North Carolina A&T team since 1998.
That's a little bit surprising because the success that Bethune Cookman had in the early 2010s of the decade, they were pretty dominant.
On first down and jumping back inside, a nice cut that time by Marquell Cartwright. Cuts it back to his right and picks up 6 before Marquise Hendricks brought him down. So A&T opening up a few more lanes in the run game.
Well, they've finally been able to get, consecutive first downs, and it started with the defense making yet another stop. Like I said, when they got the big fella in the backfield, when William Hollingworth comes in, they like to pull him across the formation a lot, let him go hit somebody.
And he does look like a big fella, and this time pushing the pile forward off the right side once again is Cartwright. And Hendricks again in there, first one to hit him on the tackle, number 19, one of the leaders of that defense for Bethune Cookman.
And that's what you have to do. You have to challenge Hendricks. I mean, Hendricks, we've seen him fly all over the football field, but if you can get those big guys up on that second level, then you can start wearing out the defense. And right now it's probably first time in a long time that the Bethune-Cookman defense has been on the field for a while. We're starting to see A&T find some running lanes.
And second down, a play fake going to the corner, and And a catch over there, but I believe out of bounds. What an effort that time on the near side. But definitely out of bounds was Elijah Bell. And I thought it might have warranted a flag. A lot of contact between Bell and the defensive back.
I've been watching that battle all game. Jamal Burgess and Bell, balls in the air. They're going to let that play. I think that's the right call. Let them play. They're both trying to get in position for it. A little bit better ball, thrown more inbounds. Yeah, I didn't see anything that said that was defensive pass interference.
Well out of bounds was Bell on that catch, so 3rd down and 8. Raynard dumps it off and trying to break some tackles. Will be short of the 1st down.
Now, when we talked to Broadway, we said, how much faith do you have in your kicker? You remember his response? He said the PAT.
PATs.
Well, this is not a PAT right here. This is a little bit further back. This is no gimme. They think that Ruiz is going to be a good one, but however, not a lot of faith in the young freshman right now. Big kick coming up.
30 yards from Ruiz, kicking it from the right hash. And that snuck through. Wow. I mean, just by inches. Looked like one of my bad golf shots, or maybe one of my good golf shots, the way I play. But he gets that one to go and brings his team to within 3. And talk about barely, but it counts. We'll be back.
Redskins, Eagles, Monday.
Noel Ruiz converts on a 30-yard field goal to bring A&T to within 3 here against Bethune-Cookman. And this could be significant in a number of ways, because look at the MEAC scoreboard so far this Saturday. Unbeaten Hampton leading A&M by 11. And look at Howard.
It's homecoming, man. We don't lose homecoming.
32-7 over Morgan State right now.
The big one is
Norfolk State and North Carolina Central. And do you think that one got an ovation around here?
Oh,
yes. Maybe the biggest ovation we heard in the day
all season. Yeah.
When the PA announcer gave everybody that score. Norfolk State winning 21-zip at the half. Kickoff coming down to Quayshawn Bird. And Bird fighting his way out to close to the 25-yard line. Give him 16 yards on that return. And Bethune-Cookman will come out. 12:59 to go in the game. Looking to mount something on a drive and add to their 3-point lead.
I mean, just imagine right now, if you're looking at that scoreboard and you're one of these one-loss teams, like Howard's got a loss in conference, Bethune has one. A&T and Central are both losing right now. How big would that be if it plays out that way? Don't know what's going to happen, but if it plays out that way, then wow, that'll shake some things up. And then all of a sudden this race becomes even more complicated because a couple of teams up top don't play each other.
And if Hampton holds up, they'd be the only unbeaten in the conference so far, which, you know, when's the last time you said that?
Yeah, and Hampton does play North Carolina Central. And then, like I said, it's shaping up like that last game of the year could mean something.
Shaping up like another year where 5 or 6 teams might claim a share of the conference championship.
For the record, it doesn't mean anything about the Battle of Real HU because there's only one HU, but there'd be something for that Howard-Hampton game to mean something last game of the season.
You will not let that one go, will you?
I mean, I don't like Hampton. They made it clear. Dr. Harvey doesn't like me. I don't like Hampton. So he's my good friend, but that's just the way it is.
On 2nd down, quick swing pass. Jamaris Tompkins, not much room. As soon as he turned, the sideline was there pretty much waiting for him. Marcus Albert also there in the dark shirt. And not much on that 2nd down play. In fact, call it a loss of 2.
And the number one weapon for Bethune-Cookman on 3rd down for me has been the running quarterback. Either a quarterback draw or getting him out of the pocket, broken play. You know, A&T likes to get aggressive in these situations and play a lot of man-to-man.
Doesn't look like they're doing that necessarily this time.
They're going to disguise it on you now. When they're spread out and they see it, they want to get pressure. They got the guys off, but it's still a man concept.
And they throw it to Frank Brown, and Brown is met immediately. Shook off a tackle that time. Keon Richardson was the first to hit him, but they came to clean him up well short of the first down, a gain of only 1, and a big 3 and out by the A&T defense. So at least if they punt this one away, which in all likelihood they will, A&T will get the ball back in great field position, or perhaps better, because they have one of the all-time greats back there returning it, and Chris Garden. Giovanni Francis should strike this from about his own 15. Garden standing back at his 33. And again, here's a guy with 8 returns of over 40 yards in his illustrious career. Almost blocked. Was that one? Very short kick, but it took a good bounce. Boy, that one was nearly blocked. In fact, you almost don't know how he didn't block it. That was Franklin McCain, the third. How did he miss it? He just kind of held up.
ESPN College Football is presented by McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Oh, it's a family affair here in Greensboro, North Carolina. The Aggie mascots, male and female. Their team trailing by 3. Got good field position, though, after that 27-yard punt. After some heavy pressure applied, Lamar Raynard trying to capitalize on this great field position for his A&T offense. The number 11 team in the country trailing at home here against Bethune Cookman right now in the 4th. And going off the right side, nice dart outside that time by Marquell Cartwright. And good yardage picked up before Arthur Williams brought him down. And here's the punt we talked about, and why it was only a 27-yarder.
Well, would you rather have a 27-yard punt or a punt that was blocked?
Right.
That punt was almost blocked. And this is one where you almost like to think, lay out, and you get that.
Looked like Amos Williams. I misidentified him as Franklin McCain earlier, but it was Amos Williams who went in. I think he was afraid maybe he'd catch the leg and get a penalty, which he did not want there. So that first down run ends up being a first down for Marquell Cartwright. So 1st and 10 spotted on the 42-yard line of Bethune Cookman. Here's Raynard throwing far side and complete, and breaking some tackles over there to get another first down is his target, Ron Hunt.
And that's a recognition. They saw man-to-man coverage across the board with too much cushion on the outside, get the ball to Ron Hunt in space, and after a nice spin move, he was able to pick up the first down. Just a 5-yard hitch route, but get rid of it quickly. He makes the catch, makes the defender miss. With that, you keep making moves like that, you won't see a lot of man-to-man coverage.
Arthur Williams, which could have been a saving tackle. And I'm holding on to the ankles for dear life, and now they bring the bigger team in. The fullback Hollingsworth is in, along with a tight end, Leroy Hill. And there's some movement along the line. They take a timeout before the movement. So a timeout for North Carolina A&T because they were not on the same page going into that play. Rod Broadway going, hey, what's going on? We called a nice play. What are you doing?
Yeah, I thought that when they went to that spread formation, Bethune Cookman showed their hand. They were going to play man-to-man and try and blitz. Keep that formation going. But they decided to try and substitute the fullback in. But when they had success in this game moving the ball, it's been that balance of run and pass. So we thought A&T's offense kind of stalled when they became pass happy. They figured out ways to start running the ball, particularly with Cartwright. And then now we're starting to see them look a little bit more balanced, more dangerous.
You played this game at a high level in college. You had a prolific offense and probably gotten off to your share of good starts over the years. When you play a tough game after you've pretty much rolled in every game, is it tough to keep your mental focus ready after you've won so many games by big margins as A&T has?
Yeah, it is. It is because, you don't know how they're going to challenge you and what their strength is. So you have so much success doing one thing, but then on a weekly basis, it's always something new that you haven't quite seen before. Razzle dazzle.
Little reverse.
Oh, he's open.
Capel throwing to a wide open Raynard. Raynard trying to break one tackle, but he is stood up and brought down by Daquan Richardson But what a well-conceived play, the reverse pass. And Raynard on the receiving end and gets inside the 5-yard line.
I mean, this is what you want. You get the handoff and then the toss flip. And it's a pretty good throw on the run by Capel. Raynard takes a hit at the end, which I'm sure has Aggie fans nervous. But look at nice release. Pretty good velocity on the throw. And the Aggies are inside the 5-yard line.
Jaquil Capel having himself an afternoon here in the game. Nice completion of 25 yards there on first down. Raynard wide open as his receiver on the far side. A touchdown as he hits his tight end, Trey Scott. And Scott with his second touchdown of the year. And the Aggies are up by 3 pending the extra point.
Good play called. He got Trey Scott. Comes across formation, fakes a block, gets open. Only thing different I'd have done, I'd have called the play for Capel. You know, Capel made a nice pass and reward him with a touchdown catch. But good drive by the #1 team in HBCU football as they take the lead back from Bethune Cookman here in the 4th quarter.
And Ruiz, good on that extra point. Here's the Capel throw to set things up to his quarterback, Lamar Raynard, and then on first down, Raynard to Trey Scott. A&T has a 4-point lead. Back here in Greensboro, we told you we should have a good game, and we have so far. Some big plays in it early. Raynard to Jaquil Capel, 62 yards in, dropping it down the chute is Brim, hitting Frank Brown for a touchdown. Raynard again thrown to his wide open man on the other end and going in for a score. Brim on the quarterback sneak to put his team up 20-14 at that point. And after a field goal, Raynard to Trey Scott is tied in on a 3-yard touchdown. And that's where we stand, 24-20. A&T leading against Bethune Cookman. Noel Ruiz. It's around getting close to Christmas, I'm thinking. Noel Ruiz, now the ball blowing off the tee there, so they're going to have to reposition it. Noel Ruiz will send this one deep, and Quayshawn Bird is back deep on his own 5-yard line to receive the kick. Bethune Cookman in the last 3 possessions, 11 plays, only 12 yards, an interception and 2 punts. Here's Bird at his 2.
That's a block in the back.
Bird still fighting for yardage, have a couple of flags down. You heard Jay talk about blocking the back. You usually get with a very elusive kick returner and a very fast kick returner, as Quayshawn Bird is. But they're going to be bringing this one back.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 49. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And you'll see it once he changes directions, getting to the outside, and he's looking there, and right there, 49 decides to finish him off, then pushes him and puts the hands up. He pushed him in the back.
Almost the old don't shoot motion, but don't throw the red flag.
You know, and the good thing for Bethune Cookman, you know, while they kind of have a chance, tough game last week versus South Carolina State. They won 12-9, 4 field goals, no touchdowns. Today, they've been able to punch the ball in the end zone, but the question's been who they're going to bring out a quarterback, and they're going back to Brim now.
And on first down, Brim throwing the quick hitch on the near side has Frank Brown, and Brown picks up pretty good yardage. Give him 5 on that first down catch that Coach Walsh used to call in the West Coast offense. We can use the pass game to almost be an extended run game.
Yeah, extended handoff. That pass there, get it to him, pick up a couple yards rather than run the ball up the middle, give it to the wide receivers outside. That's everybody's got in college landscape now.
Very tough run defense, by the way. On second down, here's Brim under some pressure. He gets it away, has a man running cross field, and stopped, I think, would be a little short of the first down as his receiver, Kevon Mitchell. Mitchell picked up 3, so it'll be 3rd and short. Marcus Albert pushed him out.
A nice throw by Brim off his back foot. We mentioned how the defensive line likes to move the quarterback off the spot, but he was able to retreat and throw a very accurate throw off his back foot, which is not easy to do.
It'll be 3rd and 1. Another big 3rd down play. With
go for it.
Yeah, approaching 7 minutes.
You're going to get man-to-man coverage because they're going to worry about stopping the run. So I think you go for it.
You're 9 of 16, and the intended receiver of the handoff, Tupac Ismay, fell down, and there was nobody for Brim to give the ball to. And with that loss, that might force his hand and force him to punt.
Yeah, this is miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back. Oh, he fell.
Yeah.
Oh, when he goes down, can't do his own read option without somebody to option off of.
Brim's waiting. It must seem like an eternity. He's going, where's my running back getting this handoff?
But I don't know if he'd have gotten it anyway. Seemed like there were a number of jerseys there. But now North Carolina A&T with an opportunity to get the ball in good field position and try to expand on this lead.
And a line drive kick to the far side, kicking it away from Chris Garden, and use the sideline as their friend there. 41-yard punt, and Garden not able to hurt him too badly on the return. But A&T will take over, leading by 4. Just over 6 minutes to go in regulation here.
And this is when, as a quarterback, what I want to see from Ray Nard is you tell you guys, this is put the game away time. It's championship time. You're up by 4. You like to think if we score now and go up by 11, we're going to win this football game. So the good teams right now, the team is on the ropes. Bethune put up a good fight. They're still in the game. Put them away right now offensively if you're North Carolina A&T.
And Lamar Raynard leading his offense out, up by 4. On first down, handoff. Marquell Cartwright, good yardage on first down as he dances back to the right side and finds a lane and give him a gain of about 6. So that's a good pickup on first down.
Yeah, and that's what you say. You're telling everybody, let's push. Hold your blocks a little bit longer if you're on the offensive line. Get that forward lean.
And bring in the big fullback, Hollingsworth.
The 8-man box is going to be pretty tough to run.
And some room off the right side for Cartwright. And Cartwright gets first down yardage up to midfield.
Impressive because Bethune Cookman was in a run-preventing defense. They've had 8 men on the line of scrimmage. I mean, just count the gold helmets. You see all 8 guys there close to the line of scrimmage, and then the 9th guy is a safety coming up. He's the guy that has to make the tackle. That's good run execution by North Carolina A&T.
Coaches call him and get a hat on a hat up front.
Leave the right guy unblocked and run away from him, and they did it.
On first down, inside of 5 minutes to go, and breaking back to the near side is Cartwright. I'm looking in the backfield, so they faked me out up here in the booth. Nice design play there as Cartwright picks up more impressive yardage, another 6 on first down, and this is just what you want to eat up clock.
Eat up clock, and you know it's coming there in an I formation. They run a counter. Look at Cartwright going down, initiating a little contact under the cornerback, Elliott Miller.
Cartwright, their leading rusher so far this year, the redshirt junior, by far coming in with just under 700 yards rushing. He has 16 carries for 73 yards so far in this one. And they'll give it to him one more time as he tries to bounce off tackles, but met after a short gain. So it'll be 3rd and about 3.
So they're going to go to the changing running back. Cartwright gave him some nice carries there. But how rare is this, what we're going to see here? Look at this formation here. Offset pistol with the fullback and the running back on the same side.
And Jamari Smith is the halfback. Now they look to the sideline to get the play they want run out of the formation.
A little bit surprised they don't have Raynard under center.
And Smith dances his way off the right side. He'll be awfully close to first down yardage. Looks like the initial spot is going to be a little bit short.
You go for it here.
And Jamari Smith, the 5'10", 203-pound graduate student out of Jacksonville, Florida, is about a yard short.
And this is something that years ago, Rob Broadway's teams would have definitely kicked the ball and let the defense win the game. But because their offense is well, willing to give them a little hope. But I think they're going to go for a hard count first. Try and see if they can get them to jump off sides.
Now a timeout by Bethune Cookman. That'll give them 2 remaining in the game. A&T also has 2 remaining. So I've been saying big third down play all game long, but this will be a very big fourth down play. If they get this one, it really puts pressure on Bethune Cookman to try to get a stop, get the ball back, and have enough time to work with.
Yeah, I mean, you can almost put the game away right now by picking up this 1 yard. I do wonder, you did get Bethune to use a timeout. So even if Bethune gets the ball, now knowing they've only got 2 timeouts, does that mean you maybe change your mind offensively and decide to punt the football away?
Well, we will see.
I think it's going to go for a hard count, try and get them to jump off sides.
Coach Broadway of A&T told us the chicken's got a few different spices on it this year. But if you do have a play in the playbook and you're going to run a play, what do you do here? Well, now you got the one-on-one coverage outside.
No,
you don't take that chance?
As tempting as they want,
you're going to run behind the fullback.
They want you to throw it.
Big fourth down. They run behind the fullback, and they get it, and then some. Down to the 35-yard line goes Marquell Cartwright.
Sooner or later, you know they'd have to get it to that left side of the offensive line behind big Brandon Parker. Number 70, look at that. He just caves his man down all the way, and they bring in Hollingsworth. I told you when things get tight, follow the fullback for them. He's going to be around the ball. But great job by Parker just washing his man down and allowing Hollingsworth a clean shot to spring Cartwright.
Big fourth down play, picks up 15. Of course, many bodies at the line of scrimmage, so once he breaks that first wave of defenders, it's more now coming to the near side this time for very minimal gain, and Marquell Cartwright.
Timeout time now for Bethune Cookman.
Picked up maybe 3. Daquan Richardson brought him down. We are well inside of 2 minutes to go, and
how big was
they're
that
not stopping the clock
that they called on fourth down to get prepared for that? Right then, when you give it up, you pretty much acknowledge it. If you don't stop them, they're going to lose a ball game. But right now, Coach Sims is thinking, okay, I'm going to use my timeout after this next stop.
And of course, if you're A&T, you milk that clock all the way down as far as it'll go before you snap the ball and run the 2nd down and 7 play. And they did milk it all the way down, and they give it this time to Jamari Smith.
And now it's timeout time.
Cartwright, by the way, with 19 carries for 89 yards. So big third down after the timeout with just under a minute to go. 58.7 on the scoreboard here. And they'll talk things over on a big third down, and you're probably not putting the ball up in the air under any circumstances right now.
No.
Force them to use the final timeout. So here on 3rd down and 4, they run it off the right side. And now Bethune will take a timeout.
So
now the ESPN app is a fan's best friend. Stream every ESPN and ABC college football game live at home or on the go. You'll get access to scores, news, highlights, all season long. Download the ESPN app to start streaming right now. And check the app, check our scoreboard from the MEAC, and it is very interesting, as an old TV show used to say. A&M getting back in it against Hampton right now, but Howard all over Morgan State at homecoming there, and Norfolk State trying to hold off defending champ Central.
Good test for Coach Trell Scott there at Norfolk State. They took a loss last week, their first one in conference, to Hampton, go on the road and jump up 21-0. But some tell me there's a lot of football left there. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
So we've got a stoppage here, and we get a timeout being taken on the field by A&T. So that'll leave them with one, as well as Bethune Cookman in this one. Now, we had some discussion there before the third down play.
Yeah, what it was there was a penalty called on North Carolina A&T. So when the penalty was called, that gave Bethune Cookman the option. So they said, well, we'll take the 10-second runoff. And so they took the runoff, so they took 10 seconds off the clock. And that way they were able to keep a timeout. So that's why it kind of got interesting, and they were able to, that was a smart thing to do, because they're going to get the ball back with a little bit of time left if they can make a stop here. Or had they not, the best case scenario they would have had would have been getting the ball back with about 17, 18 seconds.
Okay. So on 4th down here and 7, Raynard and company definitely gonna keep this one on the ground. No, not.
You go for it.
Raynard gonna roll out.
Oh.
And he had some receivers apparently open downfield, but he's brought down hard. Marquise Hendricks, one of those on the tackle. And Raynard doesn't look the best coming off the field after that hard takedown. So Bethune Cookman on the sack takes over from their own 27-yard line with 46 seconds to go in regulation here.
You got to get a touchdown, 46 seconds and a timeout. So the key is, in college football, every time you get the first down, the clock stops for a little bit. I've always thought in this type of situation, the most important play is the first play. You want to get the completion so you get your team going.
The Wildcats need a touchdown. Brim throwing underneath. And Jameris Tompkins gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 40 seconds to go, picking up 3.
Yeah, good job of getting them going. Now get them up to the line of scrimmage, get that play call, even though they got out of bounds. You want to get up-tempo, establish the pace at which you're going to go down the field.
On 2nd and 7. Brim throws, deflected, almost completed there to his target on the far side. Marcus Albert in there on the coverage.
Albert's been around the block a couple times. 5th-year senior, College Park, Georgia.
Stephon Francois, number 81, is intended target on the far side. Another big 3rd down, of course. Every down big here inside of 40 seconds to play in regulation here. Bethune Cookman trying to keep the chains moving and give itself a chance at an upset here in Greensboro. Brim will keep it. Brim brought down. He'll be maybe a little short of the first down, and they're going to maybe be forced to take a timeout. No. Will they? No, they won't. They'll keep it running.
They gave him the first down.
They gave him the first down, gave him the spot. 1st down and 10, so.
Yeah, but clock it. You're letting all this time go. That's 6 seconds you're going to need back.
Brim in trouble, and down he goes. Daryl Johnson with the 5th sack of the afternoon for the A&T defense. Now they're forced to take that final timeout. 13 seconds to go in this one. And Daryl Johnson came in with 3.5 sacks. And getting to the quarterback this time.
Yeah, just kind of collapse in the pocket. You'll see Johnson come from the left side of your screen. Actually searches for the quarterback when Brim tries to step up. Johnson able to pull away from David Bryant. Huge play. Things are looking bleak right now for the Florida boys.
And make no mistake about it, we talked to Coach Broadway. He knew it would be this kind of battle. He knew that they weren't going to come in here and run roughshod over Bethune Cookman. And he knew the quarterback was going to be a problem. But he felt his team had something a little bit different this year. A fortitude. They got a lot of experience coming back. He knew they'd be pretty good and pretty versatile. And so far, they've had it when they've needed it today. So 2nd and 13. And that one complete, and getting out of bounds is Francois on the near side. And so 7 seconds to go. That'll be a first down. And you got to go end zone here because there's no time to get a completion and have a tackle and try to run another play.
You've got, the guy like Brim, we've seen it early. He's got enough arm strength to get the ball in the end zone now. So you figure if he drops back to about the 40, to get it in the end zone, you got to go at least 60. But you got to hang it in the air. So I think right now you take a shot and go for the end zone.
And Brim, no, he's throwing it short on the near side. They might have been setting up some hook and lateral type of play on the near side, but I saw nobody running behind the intended receiver, who was Jawill Davis, on the near side. So I don't know exactly what that call would have been, except maybe to get a little closer, get out of bounds, and take one more shot at it. 4 seconds left now.
The key is you got to block them up. Right now, this play, if you're going to go for the end zone, they're bringing the receiver over to the other side. They got 3 receivers on the left side of the formation, but you must block them up so your quarterback can at least get the throw off.
Barring a penalty, probably the final play of the game. Brim gonna go for it all. And knocked down. And that'll do it. Ball game over. No flags on the field. And the Aggies of North Carolina A&T will remain undefeated. They move to 8-0 overall, 5-0 in the MEAC, winning a thriller 24-20 this afternoon in Greensboro over Bethune Cookman.
Well, they fought in this game. It was a tough victory for the Aggies. Bethune Cookman gave it all they had, but once again, the Aggies come victorious, and they're undefeated this 2017 season.
So A&T gets a scare from the visitors from Daytona Beach, Florida, but they hold on. The Aggies win it 24-20. For Jay Walker and all of us here at ESPNU, Eric Clemens saying so long. We'll see you next time. 24-20, A&T wins it.